right, so I'm gonna do a short little review, I guess, because I just bought this stuff. It's called Lizard Skin, and it's a spray-on, or you can actually add it without using a sprayer, insulation for, I'm using it for my RV wall. And I just decided to try, I wanted to understand how it worked without the sprayer. I did order the sprayer. It hasn't arrived yet, but this did, and it's surprisingly lightweight. It's lighter than, very much lighter than same size tub of, like, grout or joint compound, to give you an idea. So I was really pleased with that, partly just because it's nice to carry it, and they did also make a nice comfortable hand thing, but also just because it's not going to add undue weight to the RV. And this is my wall. Unfortunately, I started thinking about insulation more seriously after getting started with the wallpaper. I think I was so excited that the wallpaper had finally come. And so I did a panel of it, and unfortunately I'm going to probably have to take that down. I might be able to, that was my cat. I might be able to just do it right over it, but I don't know. It's just such a shame. I'm going to give myself time to get over it, and then I'll do that. But I really like how this goes on. I'm just using this, like, I don't know what you call this. I'm blanking on what it's called. But I really like the process. It's actually, this is what I look for in a product that I'm, something like this, where it's comfortable in my hands, it's comfortable to use, and this is really nice. So, I mean, I'm an artist, and so maybe that's why, but I love how this goes on. I'll just show you. It's very comforting and comfortable and kind of almost fun to do. And that was what's immediately I connected with it, and I really like it. And so I'll sit here and do it. It's not something that I just hate doing. It doesn't hurt to do it. So I'm just doing my little test patch here, and I didn't really have anything in here, so I had the back of a, gosh, I think this was like some kind of tile stuff that I bought, and I just put a little glop on there, and I wanted to see how it went on and how far it went. And I just literally put some of what was stuck to the bottom of the lid in a pile, so this isn't really using that much. And I don't know if this is the thickness that's recommended. I didn't even check, which I know is terrible, but this is something that I don't mind investing in, because it's going to mean being warm in the desert winter. But anyway, I really like this stuff. And I actually my sprayer is coming, but what I might do is get another bucket or 2 or 3 or however much it takes and spray the outside of the RV, because that makes a lot more sense to me than spraying inside. I've got all this stuff I would have to protect on the inside, and on the outside, if I spray, all I need to do is just protect the windows, and that's way easier. I mean, there's a few other things I'd need to protect, but it's like, seems like it'd be easier, but I'm not sure yet. I don't know how the sprayer will work, but I'm really loving this. I think I'm going to do this inside, so, and then I'll have to deal with my wallpaper sadness. But anyway, that's, this stuff is Lizard Skin, and I definitely would recommend it. I don't know if it works as far as an insulation yet, but it's fun to work with. Okay, so it is 44 degrees in Altadena, California. It's like maybe 9:30, 9:45 a.m. And when I put my hand on the insulated wall, it's cold. But when I put it on the non-insulated wall, it's freezing. It actually kind of hurts to touch it. I mean, it's not technically freezing because it's above freezing, but it's just it's like a painful cold. This is definitely cold, but it's not painful. So there's a definite difference between the two. And now what I have to figure out is, do I want to do multiple layers of this, or what other type of insulation I want to do before I paper it. So, it's definitely doing something, but whether that's enough is yet to be seen, and I kind of wonder if I should do like a thin rolled insulate over that, just for exterior facing walls. Alright, this is something I'm really excited about. I got all this packing material that came in things I ordered. Food deliveries were coming in these for a while, and I just saved them because they were obviously like really valuable and reusable. I just wasn't sure what I was going to reuse them for. Well, I am going to put them under my seats. for insulation. So this is one of the bags. This just had like groceries in it. And I'm just stapling it to the bottom of the bench for the table nook. And I think every little bit is going to help. And this is a double layer because it's a bag. So I'm going to use those and staple them under, and I might even use some of the bubble wrap and whatever, but we'll see. I think just every little bit I'm going to try to reuse. And so it's very satisfying to reuse this material and know that it's going to be going to a good use to keep me warm in the cold ass winters. Okay, so I've pulled up the boards over the freshwater tank and the storage box, and the spray foam that I bought, the cap doesn't work at all. It doesn't even go on, so that immediately didn't work, and so the foam went on like that instead of like it did in the picture, but I don't care. It's fine. It's better to be thick anyway. Whatever. I found a way to kind of control it, you know, just by going slowly. And then this I found out was loose, so I put in a bracing here, and then I decided to go ahead and do bracing in 3 places here. There's more scrap wood, and I did spray on that side, as you can see. And then what I did was I took up the top of the box. I'm calling it the box. I don't know what to call it. I took up the top of it and I added spray foam to the bottom of it. And then because I've cut out, because I've put this bracing in here, I'm going to have to measure and then cut through the foam, but I can tell as it's dry now, I can tell it's going to be probably really easy to cut. It looks like it's not, or it feels like it's not totally dry in certain places. It feels kind of liquidy still, so I think I'm going to wait, and maybe I'll wait to do that tomorrow. But it shouldn't be too hard to just measure over the distance, you know, that I have these, and then kind of cut out like a 3.5-4 inch piece. But I think that this insulation is going to really help a lot in this nook. And then, as you can see, I also got the ceramic on all the walls. On the exterior facing walls rather. And one thing I noticed that was really fascinating to me, because I'm hand spatuling this on, look how smooth that went on. I do not know why that went on so smoothly. There's a little bit of texture down towards the bottom, but the rest of this is like the smoothest of any of the applications I've done. And the only thing I can think of is that it was over the wallpaper that I had put up kind of accidentally before considering insulation, and that maybe wallpaper smooths it out. I don't know why it would though, but you can see that with the normal wall, like with the wood, it's just like really rough and da-da-da. But so that was interesting. So, and then yesterday I also got that wall of the bathroom ceramic mud as well. And then I have some sealant I'm going to spray. I'm going to do the tiles on that wall, then I'm going to do the sealant spray on the tile of the tub pan and the walls over the tile, just to make sure everything's waterproof. So that's the main projects for today, but this was a big one, getting the spray foam, and man, that stuff is it's kind of fun. I feel like I want to do an art project with that someday. But so that it doesn't sag, since it is still a little bit wet in the center, I think I'm going to lay it down flat and then come back and do the rest of this tomorrow. But I do feel like I got a ton done today, and this is going to feel a lot more solid and secure than it was before. Whew, okay, I am wearing a respirator, so I sound like this. Uh-oh. That's why I'm wearing the respirator. Hold on a second. Anyway, this is what the previous owner of this RV did. They put tile over carpeting. It's really hard to get out. So anyway, I'm spraying the foam in the boxes under the seat, so there's insulation against the outer wall, and then the places that air will come in, like from the cab. Probably gonna have to buy a second kit, but this stuff is pretty awesome, other than the fact that the nozzles don't work at all. So the spray is like that instead of a nice, even, thin coat that you layer on. But it is what it is, and it's really not that big of a deal. But I just wanted to show you what kind of stuff I'm discovering. Tile over carpet. I just wanted to show you, I have an alien growth that has flown in from the land of spray foam and taken up residence on my leg. And I'm waiting for it to dry in hopes that it'll be easier to get off. Yeah, it is. Ow. Ow. It's like slightly less painful and slightly easier to get off than when you it's still wet. God. Anyway, I've been invaded.